Welcome to Takshisala Gurukul channel. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe immediately, press the bell button and write your comments and feedback. Share with your friends as much as possible. We provide online Kundalini Raja Yoga initiation and Kundali activation in 6 months.
Hello friends. A detailed explanation of the transmigration of the soul. It has already been said that death means the abandonment of the body. There are 10 points to remember about death. 1. The soul is originally perfect, that is, the soul. Due to ignorance and lust, it gets trapped in the cycle of samsara. 2. The soul is indestructible. 3. The visible physical body of the soul is perishable. 4. Death is not for the physical body of the soul but for the soul. 5. Death is not a change in the physical body of the soul but a change in the form of life. 6. Death facilitates the soul to get a new body. 7. Birth means that the soul takes on a new body. 8. The period from when the soul takes on a new body to when it leaves it is one birth of the soul. The assumption of a new body is called birth and the abandonment of the body is called death. 9. For birth, the environment of parents, family, etc. is necessary. 10. After death, there is a gap between birth and death, and the same living being is reborn again. But during that period, the living being remains in the subtle body without losing its identity. Only when liberation is attained, the living being is permanently freed from the influence of the cycle of birth and death and attains the bliss of salvation. When the time of death approaches, the various vital forces that govern the body are concentrated in one place. That is, they are gathered in the subtle body of life. Then the vision of the dying person becomes dim, hearing is impaired, and external business ceases. Thus, including his karmic and sanskaras, he goes to the subtle body through the paths called Devai or Pitruya, either to the God world or to the Father world, according to his karmas. If one lives with good deeds, one attains the world of the corresponding degree, and if one lives with bad deeds, one attains the corresponding degree. After the fruit of one's actions in all these worlds is completed, the living entity must be reborn in the earthly world. But after realizing the Lord, the living entity is forever free from birth and death. This is assured by Lord Krishna in the Gita. Abrahama bhuvanaloka punaravaritano, Arjuna mamupatya tu konte punarjanma na vidyat. Gita, chapter 8, verse 16. Even if the living entity goes to all the worlds from the earthly world to the Brahma world, they have to come back from there. But if one has me, there is no rebirth. After enjoying the fruit of one's actions, the living entity may be endowed with virtue. Or it may descend as a ghost or a ghost. If the ghost or ghost's form is gone and the living entity attains liberation and good fortune, the living entity attains good fortune if the posthumous rites, such as the Shraddha and Tarpana, are performed by the family members of the living entity in the previous birth, are performed in a proper manner. However, as explained in the above verse of the Gita, the living entity has to be born again and again in a physical body until it attains the realization of God. After enjoying the fruits of its actions, the living entity again takes birth in this world according to its desires and wishes. In the Devi Bhagavatam it is said thus: having abandoned the former body, the life of karma, the life of heaven or hell, and having returned to the divine body, having attained the pain of the mortal body, the power of the body is varied, whether in heaven or hell, or in the enjoyment of the pleasures. The one who is in the right place, After leaving the previous body, the living entity attains heaven or hell according to the law of karma, according to the results of his actions. He attains a divine body or a body that is born due to the desire for material things and suffers, according to the results of his actions and experiences. Various types of experiences in heaven or hell. When the time comes for him to be reborn after experiencing the results of his actions, time considers him as a tree of karma according to his accumulated actions. He is reborn in a body to experience the results of his actions on earth. According to the karma done in the previous birth, the living entity attains a new birth. He takes birth in the circumstances that are favorable for that. Detailed details on this matter are available in the Chandogya Upanishad and the Bhagavad Gita. He who practices this beautiful journey, whether he is born as a Brahman, a Kshatriya, or a Vaikya, will soon attain the bosom of the Kapu. He who practices this beautiful journey, whether he is born as a Brahman, a Kshatriya, or a Vaishya, will soon attain the bosom of the Kapu. But those who are of bad character here will soon take a bad vagina, be it a dog's birth, a pig's birth, or a Chandala's birth. How does a living being take another body? When reborn, the living being takes another body as the sky, wind, smoke, mist, clouds, and finally reaches the earth as rain. Whether it is in the food of the human race on earth or in the body, it grows into a fetus in one way or another and takes birth as a child. According to the specific karmic result, the living being is born as a fetus, born in the womb, a sperm, born in the semen, a sperm, born in the sweat, or an egg, born in the egg, and then takes a body. The benefits that living beings receive due to the theory of rebirth can be summarized as follows. 1. During the life of the person who has taken birth, the living entity gets the assurance that it is possible to attain liberation. Neither the fruits of the true deeds done in this life nor the efforts made for liberation are in vain. It continues even after the birth of the living entity. 2. The true principle that the actions one performs in life will bear fruit in his subsequent births motivates one to live life in an orderly manner even in the present life. 3. In many situations of sorrow and calamity in life, the principle of reincarnation gives assurance and peace. That is, the living entity finds peace for himself that the cause of his sorrows and hardships is the fruit of his previous birth. Then he becomes active in making efforts to improve his present life and future with good deeds and good conduct. Salutations.